Hi Capricorn, I hope that everybody is doing well. Before we get into this, I would like to set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. I'm seeing a lot of fixated energy, fixated on what you're working on. For some of you, it's a relationship. For others, it's a project that you're working on. Studying, learning. What's got you feeling so stressed out? For some of you, you're definitely going through something right now. I touched on this on one of the other readings today. For some of you, you're experiencing symptoms of going through a spiritual awakening. There are things going on with your gifts, stuff that you're trying to manage. My nose is itching so much. Definitely stuff on the spiritual realm. For some of you, I'm seeing you trying to ground this energy. When we go through a spiritual awakening, when we release Kundalini energy, sometimes spontaneously it can happen. Sometimes we are not completely prepared and it can feel extremely ungrounding. This is normal. Finding ways that help you ground will be most beneficial to you during this time for yourself. So grounding would be anything that kind of brings you back to reality, brings you back to feeling like you're in your body. If you feel like feeling paranoid can be normal, feeling like you're having obsessive thoughts about stuff, being in like fantasy land, it can, all things like that can occur because it's almost like a part of your brain gets turned on and you start being able to put pieces together. And sometimes when we're ungrounded, we put pieces together that don't actually belong together. And so that's why grounding is so important, because it kind of brings you back and zooms you out so you can understand the full picture of things, and so you're not getting your wires crossed, essentially. So if you meditate, meditation can be very helpful. Self-care things can be very helpful. Anything that when you feel like you are getting too much in your head or too much carried away by the energy, things that again like bring you back into the present moment, bring you back to where you are. Having a healthy creative outlet, physical outlet, things like that, very helpful. Being out in nature, grounding, walking on the ground with your bare feet, touching the bark on trees, things like this. This is what grounds and transmutes our energy. And all of the things that we do in that way when it comes to meditation, getting connected with nature, self-care, it all has a salubrious effect, something that would be beneficial to your health. I'm hearing, this may be a specific message for someone. I'm hearing, am I going to make a job out of this? Maybe you're getting in touch with gifts that you have and you're wondering what you're going to do about it. Like maybe you do want to make a career out of something you're discovering that you can do. For some of you, I'm seeing that you're leaving a job that you had previously been working in or are currently working in to find something that feels more fitting. It's almost like graduating. I'm hearing master's program. Not for everybody. See, it's like a graduation energy that we're moving through. It's like you found something that you were good at, and now you're going for the gold, so to speak. Something that you want to be embarking upon, something you feel like is going to be more fulfilling for you. For some of you, I'm hearing startup. For some of you, you're starting a company. For some of you, this is about building your legacy. It's about being brave and leaving something. For a lot of you, I'm seeing this has to do with like financial status, something you've been doing for work. I'm seeing you move into a different position here, and it is an upgrade, whatever it is that you're moving towards. Something that's going to be lasting for you. I'm hearing permanent position. Something that's going to take a lot of discipline and hard work. The divine will lead the way. I'm seeing you have a direct connection. It's like, in whatever ways it is that you're getting in touch, I'm seeing that that's also guiding you. For some of you, this can be energy work, channeling, tarot, anything related to the 12th house, mysticism, spirituality, Reiki, crystal work. Yeah, I'm seeing you like manifest. It's like you're using your gifts to actually manifest, transitioning into a new position for yourself. Somewhere where you're going to feel extremely happy to move into. It's just a matter of actually making that happen, because I'm seeing someone take action here in relation to their job, and I'm seeing there be a transition to something more creative, something that feels more empowering to you, something where you feel like you were meant to be doing this. It's almost like your destiny being laid out before you and you embracing that, and you're following the yellow brick road. I guess following the yellow brick road to your destiny. But knowing too that, as I said before, it's going to take a lot of hard work and grit and discipline to move through this. But you're going to be compensated for it. I'm looking at the Six of Pentacles here. Whatever this position is that you're stepping into, I'm seeing that you're financially going to make out well. For some of you, if you're transitioning into a new job, something that you're doing, especially when it comes to your abilities, you're also being mindful to be watchful of your money and your spending, and make sure you're managing that correctly so that you can continue building towards what you want to build. It's really interesting, Capricorn. This reminds me, the job that I had before this, I very much was in love with my job. It was a place that I was working at for years, and it was something that I didn't expect to be leaving. But when I went through my spiritual awakening, I realized that there were gifts that I had that had previously I had not been aware of. And so when I came into awareness about these things that I was able to do, I transitioned out of that space quite quickly, which that is for everyone to determine what's right for them. If you do want to leave a job, something like that. And in the process of moving between my job to doing what I do now, there was a lot of thinking forward and making sure to manage funds correctly, making sure to make ends meet, being smart about that. So you have to know too that if you're transitioning into a space, even if it's something you're meant to be doing, there are still realistic things that you have to take care of. And half of it is always having faith as well. So don't hold yourself back, but also be smart about the decisions that you're making too. Because you have to work with the system is what I'm hearing. It's like you have to work within the rules of the universe and also know that the universe is supporting you. So you have to hold both of those truths in order to make, I'm hearing, the best critical decisions for yourself, Capricorn. And you will be successful. So something that had been stressing you out, I'm seeing somebody come through and help you out. This can be a spirit guide for some, and I'm seeing you overcome all of these obstacles. I'm seeing you get more in touch with your gifts. I'm seeing you getting the answers that you needed. I'm also hearing the answers you were hoping for, and I'm seeing you go through a whole transformation when it comes to what you've been doing for money. And I'm seeing something that you're manifesting. I'm getting that it has to do with a job. Something that is part of your path for sure. You're manifesting the opening of a spiritual contract for you, a soul contract for you, something that you're meant to be doing. This is something to do with your North Node, MC. If you feel guided to look into it, I would definitely encourage anyone to, when you're talking about the birth chart and what's tied into jobs and things like that, your MC can be helpful. North Node definitely. Also stuff going on in the second house as well. That's Taurus's house. Your Mars. All can be helpful as far as like skills and abilities and things that you want to be pursuing. And it's not just the signs, the houses are important as well. I'm hearing stable community. Now I'm hearing community staple. Yeah, so I'm seeing you leave. It's like you go through some sort of purifying process where there's something magnifying about the way that you are able to now manifest your dreams into reality. And I'm seeing you going on this venture here, discovering what creatively you are meant to be doing. I'm getting a big push for Mars energy here. It's like this notion of what you came here to do, what creatively you have the power to pursue. And I'm seeing you again transition into this place where it's like there's this upgrade within the position that you're taking up. I'm seeing you really take control. It's almost like an illumination of how you can be effective, how you can take control, and how you can really be steering your destiny at this point. And I'm seeing you step into a brand new position that feels like it was created for you. It's almost like you are the mold for whatever this is. And I'm seeing that it's something that's really going to not only help you ground and emotionally, you're going to feel like you're in the right place, but I'm seeing this financially pay off for you. There's a process of being patient. There's a process as well with needing to allow yourself the time to steadily build towards what you are trying to create, trying to establish, being patient with the process, transmuting energy in the meantime, all of those things. But I'm seeing nothing but success here. It's about you having grit, the determination and endurance to make your dreams happen, Capricorn. This is very beautiful energy. So I'm looking at Aries here. I'm looking at Mercury. I'm looking at the Sun. I'm looking at Cancer. I'm looking at Scorpio. I'm looking at Aquarius. These can be areas of your birth chart that are highlighted. There may be some clearing out that is needed as well, letting go of things that have come to an end, letting go of things you don't need to hold on to anymore. I'm seeing your guides celebrating over here. I'm hearing working, collaboration. For some of you, I'm seeing you working closely with your spirit guides. I'm seeing ancestors. I'm seeing angels. And they're helping support you even when you don't feel like you're in a space where you're encouraging yourself. It's like helping you with address the negative self-talk space. I'm seeing very particularly someone's angels and guides watching over them because the environment that they're in may not be supportive of what it is that they're exploring. And I'm seeing that you're definitely protected through this process. Yeah, I'm seeing your guides move you away from whatever energy or energies are around you that this Five of Swords is. For some of you, there could be a friend group, family group, something like that that you want to move away from. The reason being, like, you'll know what this is because it's an energy that causes you to feel confused and conflicted when you're around it. Someone or people that are not supportive of your dreams, of what you want to be exploring, of what you know that you came here to do. And I'm seeing your guides kind of helping move you away from this energy. I'm hearing it's less congestion that way. It's like less confusing to you, like less arguments too if these are people that are confrontational. I'm seeing you pull all the way back. It's like you and your alone time with your guides here, away from the opinions of everybody else. I'm hearing having that time to allow things to sink in. I'm being guided to say this too. Sometimes there are people that we're around and it's not like their intentions are malicious, but they may not understand the vision that you have. And I think reminding yourself of that and not allowing it to discourage you is very important. Because the more you're reflecting, the more you're understanding relationships that do feel supportive of you, and also the ones that you want to be moving away from. Like, which things feel harmonious. And I'm seeing you, like, there's a state of peace that you are accomplishing by understanding these energies that don't ultimately understand you. And I'm seeing you, whatever disillusionment or confusion this is that you'd been feeling, I'm seeing the further away you get from these energies, the more encouraged you feel to continue on this new beginning that you're having. It's like you're recognizing too that when you're around people that aren't supportive of what you're doing, that you're not going to be sharing whatever it is that you're working on. This is true for manifestations too. Unless you feel like someone is going to support something that you're working on, it's usually suggested not to be confiding in people about your business. But the more people you have around you that are on the same page, the more it does help you manifest what you're trying to manifest. But I'm seeing you have the strength too. It's like, regardless of what's going on and what you don't know about, as far as like the possibilities and where this is going to lead you, I'm seeing you be like, I'm ready to take a chance here. I'm seeing too that there could be people that come through that are ready to argue with you or disagree, and I'm seeing you be guided to pull away from these energies. It's like, take time for yourself, work on your meditations, your self-care, grounding, your alone time, whatever it is that you need. And there are definitely going to be cycles as well that you experience with people that at one time you may have hoped or believed that would be supportive of you. For some of you, this is your very close interpersonal relationships. For some of you, this is a long-term romantic relationship or a marriage that you're realizing is not supporting your growth. And I'm seeing you move away from this. It's like also moving away, not for everybody, also moving away from the place that keeps you in a stuck energy where you feel like your heart chakra is closed. It's like the things that keep you up at night. I'm seeing you move away from these energies, which is a decision that needs to be made. But when you do, I'm seeing like whatever confusion this is that you've been feeling, especially emotionally, I'm seeing it become very clear to you about the direction you want to be stepping into, Capricorn. And that is where you find your stability, within making these decisions that feel right to you, making decisions intuitively, and really trusting yourself as well. I'm seeing it for sure paying off for you, Capricorn. You're being guided as well not to, don't jump into working with people unless you're really aware of their energy and I'm hearing what they're going to bring to the table. There may be people as well that see what you're doing, see you be successful with what you're doing and want to jump on the bandwagon, and you're also being mindful to pay attention to these energies as well. Like, unless somebody has pure intentions, which you're going to be able to tell for sure, and trust yourself on that, don't allow anyone to stop the progress that you're making or to distract you. Because this is not about jumping into things quickly. This is about your steady build and you making progress. I'm seeing a stone here. Blue calcite. This is a stone that clears multiple chakras, specifically powerful for your throat chakra. Throat chakra has to do with our communication, but it as well has to do with our ability to perceive and discern things and be able to like truly listen to what's going on, listen to our intuition. So for some of you, you may be meditating, working on things with energy, stones, that sort of thing. So I'm looking at Virgo and Uranus in this spread. All right, my friends, we are going to end it here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.